Everything should be working now, I think. No black screen. Good. So stream is healthy as well, which is good. That popped. Is there news right now? No. Wow. President Biden is speaking, if he actually can. Got a lot of news today, but okay. Give people a moment to trickle back in, then I'll grab trades. There's a big old spike. I monitor fundamentals, but I wouldn't say it's inherently my style. I'd say if I'm trading anything, it's mostly indicator driven, which I guess is technical. GBP CHF looks like it'll have something today. Oh, that's a nice bounce off of that. Hoping stream is giving good quality this time. That ripped. Guys, like some news happened, but I don't see anything. Trading fundamentals is okay providing you're only looking at one or two currencies. So for instance, with me, I can understand GBP very well because I have my news source for it and everything, and I just check it once a day. So trading fundamentals off GBP is relatively easy, but if you're trying to trade fundamentals off like 20 pairs, it's a lot harder. That's why if you're gonna trade fundamentals, focus on one or two things. Yeah, everything popped, but I don't get why. Because there's no news source for it. Yeah, there's no news source, so I don't get why it popped. Because it's trading like there was a news source with the fact that you've got a big candle. Because the news for orders isn't due for like another 30 minutes either. Right. Let's have a look. Yeah, they leaked. Euro doesn't seem to have anything. You could consider shorting because you are at the same level. How are you able to figure out what kind of news will change the direction of the market? So, that's actually a good question. You have to look at whether the news is a short-term or longer-term piece of news. So, we'll go to forest veterinary. So, for instance, lots of these smaller things like PMI and stuff like that, they give good information on the state of the economy going forward or prior to a given date. So things like this are good to understand, that if they're bad and the trend is that they're getting worse, then you can see that the overall strength of a currency is weakening or strengthening if it's getting stronger. If you're then looking at things like Governor Lowe speaks, they are always instantaneous changes. So things like Governor Lowe speaks, or when Royal Bank of England speaks, those things are less long term. However, they can have long term effects. So if they announce a rate hike or something like that, then they would have a longer term effect on the economy, and then you can determine that there's going to be a lasting effect. Now, when it comes to politics giving an effect, if you look at you have to determine if someone is good or bad for a stock or an economy. So, for instance, certain CEOs, as they get power, will have very good effects on stock price because they're good at getting investors in and they're good at making changes. In the same way that certain politicians are good for certain currencies. The example being that, for instance, Liz Truss was exceptionally bad for the pound because she has no finance background, so she doesn't understand economics. Where someone like Rishi Sunak getting power does understand economics because he worked in finance. Therefore, he is good for the pound, and you can extrapolate that the long-term effect of that should be good. It's why, if you're looking through, you could argue that Donald Trump was good for the pound because he understood economics a little bit and he understands business. If we go back to 2020, we could look at Boris Johnson versus Jeremy Corbyn and understand that Boris Johnson was better for the pound than Jeremy Corbyn in theory, because the fact that Boris Johnson would had a better effect, like a better net effect on markets, was going to happen because of the amount of spending that Labour would have intended on doing. Okay, things happened and it ended up not being quite so good because of COVID occurring and everything else, but the net effect was that he was going to be good. So you'll find that over the first few weeks of him taking leadership, the pound had started going up in strength. So you have to be able to determine the fundamentals on the currency you're looking at, and then from there you can determine longer term trends. If you have someone really so if you're monitoring things like PMI, FOMC for US dollar, you can start to establish trends based off of the data that you're given, and you can track fundamentals that way. Or you can also look at who's talking, what they're saying, and who is got the power. Does that help? Right, let's go through. Hopefully it'll bounce off the line. That was quick. No, not really interesting. I would like the bounce to take it off the line and go up. We'll see if we can in a minute. Made a nice break, retest and go. It's pretty good. It's going to come to 170 in a moment. That's tested, so it's going. Is it too late? Probably. Michael, if you can give an example, I'll talk you through it. Because understanding news is something that takes a little bit of teaching to get you through it, and I'm happy to teach it. Sometimes, especially if we go back in time to sort of April, May 2020, you'll find that some things did go counter to what you would expect. So, for instance, NFP, there was one where it was like an absolutely colossal number, and you'll find that the market just didn't move, and it was almost like the behaviour was almost that the market was stunned. So you'll find that sometimes you do get effects like that, where it's just like the market is stunned because the news is just so wildly bad that everyone's like, wait, what? Are you sure? And you'll get effects like that, but it doesn't happen often. It's a case of slowly piecing your understanding together, though. And also you'll find that sometimes the forecast you're given on Forex Factory isn't what the actual bank will be forecasting. So they will not move quite so much. Was the news good or bad? Because if for odd USD, if USD news came out which was good for the dollar, then it would bring it down. But if the news was bad, then it would push the price up. But then you do also have to consider the other pair. For instance, Ord has been insanely strong recently, so you might find that it would drive it in that direction anyway, just simply because of the overwhelming strength of the other side. I am going to be back in 1 second. I need to move, my hips are sore. Right, let's see if we can find anything. Big sleepy. Coming into our line. Yeah, so if it was good because it was above expectation, then you'll find if audio SD didn't go down, then you'll find that it was just simply because Ord was stronger at the time. Or it was already pre-priced in based off of expectations. Yep, reversing. The weekly weather check is that it's excessively hazy, although clearing, because about 20 minutes ago I couldn't see the creek and now I can. View distance is just about 5-6 kilometres. Yeah, today looks like a pretty quiet day. I feel like there have been moves, but not that we can take because they were earlier. Do I not have my lines drawn or something? No, I do, it's just not moving quick enough. That should make a nice clean break in a minute. Bouncing off nicely. I think we might get a GBP trade, but that'll be about it, I think. Euro GBP or GBP CAD for now. Yeah, I do know the clocks went back. My chess lesson yesterday was an hour later. Am I going short on Euro GBP? I'm waiting. I'm literally sitting and waiting on the price action to develop a little bit more. I want to go short on it, but not quite yet. Same with GBP CAD. I want to go long, but it's not quite there. We're getting very close, however. It's just a case of sitting and waiting sometimes just to get the move you do want. Because I could take a short, but then we could equally see it immediately bust through. So I'm just being a little bit careful with it. CAD CHF, sure. CAD CHF is nicely bearish. It's been pushing down since like 10 a.m. my time. You have got a level of support here, but let's draw up our fib. 728. I would expect on a higher time frame that it will continue up somewhat, so you might find we will do something like this at some point. It's got to find some support, and I would expect it to either be here or somewhere here. For Euro GBP, what I'm waiting for is to see if 86180 holds. If it holds, then I can look at shorting. If it doesn't hold, then I'll just take a buy. So I'm sitting and waiting on this just to see what happens. If I was really aggressive, I could just take my entry, but then you're better off waiting for the understanding, because if you're wrong, then you might as well have just waited. So for instance, now it's starting to push up again. We need a couple candles still just to determine the actual movement. It seems to have busted through. Now just need to look to see if it's going to keep going. We can try and catch an entry in a moment. Interesting. Still got another minute on this candle. This is why we wait, because it could be a case that this is going to reject. So it'd be interesting to see how the 15-minute deals with it. Anyone has any questions, do let me know. I'm also happy to answer them. We did have a good amount of talk about fundamentals today, and it's always nice to have good conversations. CHFJPY ready for London push. I would say it's been pushing a while. Yeah, it's a reasonably considerable push already. Yeah, Euro GBP looks like it's just going to rip through London today. What's the... maybe it'll bounce though. We are on a bearish trend again. It is just retesting. Yeah, I think Euro GBP will come down eventually. Volume that you're given is inherently incorrect, so I wouldn't necessarily worry about the volume you've been shown. It's a nice retest. Still sitting and waiting. That seems to say down and bounce through, but I don't think it will. We'll just give it a bit more time. More is the best kind of time. Oh, my volume is really low. Hang on, let me just check that I'm using the right microphone. Yeah, I'm using the right microphone. It's probably just me being a little bit a little bit quieter than. But then someone is sleeping in the room next door. How do you use the fib levels? I use them just as a guide for support and resistance. So I draw them from round numbers. So I draw like 140 to 150, and then I would draw from 150 to 160, so on and so forth, and it just gives me good pivot points. Makes my life easier, and then the idea is that you can just take your trades from one to the next. Yeah, I do want my long position here, but I'm too greedy to take my entry where I've been offered. I think if I'm going to take an entry, I want it like down here. We'll mark it in blue and we'll try and grab an entry when it comes down. It's a better strategy than using them the normal way. It's actually more accurate in testing. And I've done a lot of testing on it. I used to draw fibs the conventional way, but I would always find that they're not quite as good at finding the pivot point levels, where when you draw it from round numbers, you'll see that you'll get consistent just wick tapping. It works out much more accurate, and then I always draw from bottom to top as well, never top to bottom, just for consistency, and it worked out again fractional more accuracy, because I can't remember the number, 236 and 786 are not the inverse of each other in a one minus each other situation. So if they do make a slight difference, if you place it from top to bottom versus bottom to top, it's making a nice push. CHF news has come out. GU is going to be strong. We'll take a buy. This never gave us our entry. I mean, I could take it anyway, I guess. Slightly worse risk to reward, but GBP CAD will go for it. We do have a risk of some drawdown if it does pull back a little, but I mean, that's there on my list. That's where my entry is. We'll put that in orange. Euro orders now pulling down. It'd be interesting to see how. Yeah, as expected, Euro GBP is pulling back through. I thought we would see this. It just didn't feel like there was gonna be that breakout. DXY, I don't know, I haven't looked at it. Seeing DXY come down is a good thing. Let's see it come down further, hopefully. Looks like it's moving down quite nicely. The price action of it for the day does look bearish. I would probably want to set my stop like that and just run it out. Yeah, hopefully it continues bearish. Is a good thing if it does weaken up a bit. I mean, inflation, yeah, Euro gave like record inflation yesterday, so wouldn't surprise me. Do I have yesterday's inflation? Yeah. 10.7%. I don't see it being a good thing though, if there's large inflation. Should hopefully continue pulling down. I'm not gonna. BTC has got a nice breakout. I'm not placing it because my leverage isn't great for BTC, but that's what I would be looking for. We'll mark it in light blue as a just tracking thing. That's annoying. That's just sitting there still. This, now it's hit that wick, we could see downwards movement. what we're actually looking for on the daily. Daily, you're actually forming a wedge. I'd argue I can draw it like that. Apparently can't. Can I draw it from this wick? No, because that one does fake out slightly. It's a shame because this, and this one hit so perfectly. Oh, that's just a new spike though, so I can almost ignore it. Yeah, we have a wedge forming on CHF JPY, so you could get some implied volatility soon. 8 hour, I'd argue it's probably more bearish than bullish. This time frame, it looks like it'll want to pull down towards the line. And then as we get lower in time frame, it's less clear. What is gold doing? Gold's still pulling up towards 1650. They look very similar. NZD, USD and US30. There's nothing really to do there. Where are my lines? There, okay. Nothing there. Good morning. Could I show how I place the fib levels on the chart? I understand the concept, but I like visuals. Yeah, sure. We'll go through a couple of different size pairs. So for instance, wow, that's tanking. So if we're looking at USD CHF for an example, I draw from 1 to 1.1. If we're looking at something like USD CAD, it would be the same principle. I draw from 1.3 to 1.4. And then in this case, I was also drawing from 1.2 to 1.3 because I was doing some back testing a few months ago. So I would draw them, so normal, inverted commas, Forex pairs I draw in 0.1 increments. So 1.3 to 1.4, 1.4 to 1.5, 1.5 to 1.6, so on and so forth. Things like NAS, where they become large numbers, I plot from like 10,000 to 11,000, 11,000 to 12,000. Then things like USD, US30 would be the same again. Often, because of the volatility of US30, I end up drawing from 30,000 to 40,000. But you probably can get away with the 1,000 increments as well. 1 second. Gold, you draw in $100 increments, so 1,600 to 1,700, and then 1,700 to 1,800, so on and so forth. JPY pairs, I tend to draw in increments of 10, so 170 to 180, 160 to 170. BTC is more like US30, where I draw in larger increments. If I'm scalping, I can often get away with 1,000 increments as well. And then, is there any other pairs that are different? If we go to something like USD MXN, USD MXN, I will draw from 20 to 21, and then 19 to 20. Does that help, Michael? Can you just say your lot size? So for GBP CAD and GBP USD, which are my two current trades, I placed a 0.09 lot on a 300 GBP account. Last week we were doing 0.05s on 200, and now we're up 50%. I considered like somewhere between 0.07 and 0.09 is going to be fine. Oh, I should have taken that shot. Missed it. It's also made its breakthrough. Yeah, and a D will probably come down further then. Have we got anything yet? Not quite. Pushing up. That is a nice break, retest, and should go. It is counter to what we would expect. If anyone has any questions, do let me know. I'm still rather tired this morning. I do enjoy answering your questions. I do trade in between them, but I prefer trading from them. The thing you have to consider is that you can always get other trades, so you don't necessarily have to worry about if it's not at a line, because invariably something will be. So you can, in theory, just sit and wait. You don't have to take trades as and when you see them. You can just wait for things to come to lines and take better level trades. I'm going to short Euro GBP. And that's going to be my last GBP trade, because otherwise we'll end up over leveraging ourselves too much. Euro GBP doesn't move, so I'm going to place an 0.11 instead of an 0.09. Just to take into account its lack of volatility. Hello to the nice large viewer spike. Welcome. Lot size, what would you like the lot size for, buddy? Like which trade? So I took my entry like this. I'm going to set my stop probably here, and we'll give it a nice long run, because it's some semi-fundamental anyway. But yeah, because it's such a small stop loss, only being 10 pips, we can take a larger lot size. Euro GBP, I went 0.11 on 300 GBP of account. Lot sizes I trade based off the account size. So for instance, like $200, I place like an 0.05 normally. If it's 300, I'll place somewhere like 0.07 to 0.09. But it's also volatility dependent. Really volatile pairs would get smaller lot sizes. So for instance, if I was looking at placing a trade on gold, I'd end up probably like 0.03. If I'm on Euro GBP, it gets a larger lot size because it doesn't move. Or then ZD would get a larger lot size because again it doesn't move. So you'll find that it's semi-volatility related. Speaking of order NZD, it does look like we have a position available. And again, this is one where I am just not taking it from a line because order NZD doesn't come to lines very often. In fact, I do need to draw the next one on. It's going to take a while to get there. That's order NZD, which is one of my historical favourite pairs because I like how smooth it is off the daily. Order NZD also is a pair that barely moves, so we'll give us the 0.11. Just makes sense too. Hello to all the new viewers, all 187 of you. Hello. Great. What did I just place that? Old NZD. Thank you. I'm reasonably happy with the positions we've got so far. Just checking a little bit of news. Got CHF, got GBP, and that's it for that. Do you have USD later? Maybe I'll exit GU before then. Okay, let's bring them all up to the top. That's about right. Ah, you pulled back. Yeah, that's fine. this an uptrend? Yeah, it is. Seems to be finding some support at this level. What does a buy look like here? I can run like this. It's 3 to 1. Euro ord. Again, this is a larger stop loss, so I would place a slightly smaller lot size. Euro ord, I will probably go with. When I can find out my list, hold on. Where have you gone? Where have you gone? There it is. I will go 0.07. Good morning. If anyone does have any questions, do let me know. I am happy to answer them. Always happy to answer questions here. There is no question too stupid. I'm not going to say that. That's wrong. There are questions that are too stupid. But in general, most of them aren't. We have a good few positions this morning. It looked like it was going to be a slow morning, but it has picked up a little. Does make sense. Daylight savings eventually had to. Yeah, there's nothing there to worry about yet. There was a little bit of news. What did he say? Nothing yet, okay. We'll just sit and wait on those for them. Yep, moderately happy with my positions for now. I'll take that. I'm going to quickly check the Discord to see if there's been any questions in there. Nope, looks like a nice quiet morning in the Discord. And in the YouTube we have nothing new yet. Hello to all the new people again. It's nice to see you all. I pulled back quick. It's interesting. We're on the long-term trends. Wouldn't necessarily be able to give an answer why, but then it's an odd pair, and we have got thingy talking, so maybe not the smartest idea. It still isn't ready. Good morning. We're okay for now. I'm very tired today. Yeah, they're still fine. Let's see what my position is running at. Sure. So another look through, see if there's anything else we can grab. How do you know when to close trades? When I'm happy with them, my goal is sort of 10% a day, and I'm normally happy. So if I can get to 30 GBP profit, I'd be good for the day. Yeah, my goal is normally like 10%. I think that's why last week we ended up at 50% growth overall, because we hit 10% pretty much every day. It's a nice easy trade for anyone who wants it. Is that going to help us hedge out our position? Yes. Yes, it does. So we'll take GJ. How many pips was stop? 20 again. GJ we won't run for quite so many. We'll go 0.07 again, I reckon. There we go. Just simply because GJ is a little more volatile, we don't need to run quite the same stop loss. If anyone wonders what the clacking sound in the background is, I am sitting here playing chess. I guess not playing chess, I'm just solving chess puzzles while I wait for more market movement. Otherwise we become somewhat fixated on price. Recently I've been sitting and playing Hearthstone and Trackmania, but during stream I tend to play chess. For now it's not great, but we'll live with it. My usual guide is close 50% at 1-to-1, then you can wait for more. So like close 50% at 1-to-1, and then you can trail out if you wish. I just close everything when I get to sort of 10% up for the day. It's not the best way of doing it, but I'm lazy and I'm just doing it to slowly grind out this account, that's why. Like, sometimes you can do less than optimal things just because what you're trying to accomplish is not an optimal goal. guess trading is one of those weird times when not everything does have to be optimal. It's an imperfect science done it's a perfect science done imperfectly, or whatever that quote is. If anyone has any questions, do let me know. Happy to answer things. Hello to all the 190 viewers that are concurrent. GBP CAD. Yeah, GBP CAD's pushing the wrong direction. But then other things are moving with us, which is weird. That Euro GBP is pushed in our direction. Oh, it's pulled back suddenly. Okay. Well, we'll leave them, see what happens. I'm not worried. GU, I was going for a buy. That was my sort of position idea. Mostly based off of fundamentals and newly established long-term trend. Fundamentals, some indicators, a bit of everything. Always bullish. Ooh. Just hit on there, but did it hit for me? It did not. See where it is. Huh, 1 point off, nice. My nose is sore. Sorry if I just destroyed someone's ears. Does anyone have any questions for me? If so, I am happy to answer them. GJ is slowly moving towards our target. welcome. Hope you're enjoying your first stream here. If you like what you see, do feel free to drop a like, subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. We go live normally 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. UAE time. Just generally try and catch some trades using our indicators, using a little bit of price action, maybe a bit of fundamentals, just trying to have a good day every day. If you want access to the indicators that I use, feel free to check out our Discord. It's discord.gg/perfectentry, and you'll be able to find us. My name is Taylor Bright and I am the founder and owner. What's your CAD doing? Still coming down. So I didn't give it because it was a relatively risky play, but EuroCAD when it was at 86153. No, 34671 34671. So on this candle I had an expectation that it would continue going back down, so I had hedged my position, and it's currently giving my EuroCAD an overall profit because I forgot to set my stop loss. But again, it's only because I knew the longer term trend was in our favour and I thought I could get away with it, which I apparently did. Right. You'll have a short walk around the apartment just so that I do keep moving. Otherwise I will sit there all day without really doing anything. And get some juice as well. Yeah, I just slopped that right into my face. Everything seems to be doing it in our favour. For now. The orange juice is strong. Doesn't seem to be anything else of interest. Instead DJPY we could take a short. If we were to take a short, how would it look? It would look probably like this. Here's a 3-to-1 trade. Do have a lot of positions on. Only one NZD and one JPY though, so we can take that. What's the long-term trend on NZD JPY? It's a bullish trend though. We'll do it anyway, see what happens. We have other things running in profit that will help leverage against it anyway. If I can find it on my list. There it is. So 16 pips stop, I'm going to go 0.08. We'll add that to our thing. Have we got anything else? Should continue coming down. Sure is. What's it look like on the 15? 15 sort of range bound, not really interested. HFJPY, nothing there, nothing there. Not really interested in that. Not really interested there. You came down to support, found it, pushing back up. Long-term trend should be bullish. It is. Probably buy up towards the line. Could we take a trade? We could, but I'm not gonna because we've got loads of other GBP positions, way more than I'd normally want. 4 of them already. NAS should be strong. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing. You could take a short, I guess. You could take a short. I need to draw my next set of lines. We're just gonna go 6 to 1.7. Do I want to take a Euro NZD trade? How many Euro trades have we got right now? 1, 2, 3. How many NZD trades? We've got 2. Do I like it enough as a position? I do kind of like it though. I'll run stop slightly wider just to be on the safe side. We'll wait for this candle to close. If this candle closes bearish in a good way, then we'll take it. We'll sit and watch it. trigger my entry quicker at the end of the candle, assuming I'll get one. Five, four, three, two, one. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Uh, 17 pips will place, 9.08, yeah, that's fine. That's probably going to be all of our trades for the day though. We've got a lot running. That's okay. That can sit around and do what it needs to do. They're fine. Not worried. Don't care. Meh. I'm currently floating 5% profit, but we have a lot of trades running, so for anyone who wants to see it, there you go. Currently floating around 5% profit. If we can get to 10%, then I'd be happy for the day. In fact, no, it's not 5%, that's 3%, because we're now at 300, not 200. 3% profit is fine. If we can get to 10%, that's where I'll be happy for the day. There's 10%, because now we're at 15. Nice. Pushing. Actually, my entry must be slightly further down because that's already in profit. Must be like here somewhere. You're bored, it's fine. It's okay. Sure. Does anyone have any questions? We do tend to stop at the top of the hour. So I'll take some final sort of questions and then we can get moving if we need. Thank you to the 167 of you that are currently watching, and all the regulars. The regulars, you're always appreciated. It's nice to have you around. Yeah, if people have questions, then do let me know. We will probably call it at 5 minutes past the hour if there are no questions. If there's questions, then we will continue a bit longer. Yeah, if anyone has any final charts they want me to show you before we call it, then that's also fine. Now sitting towards £18 of profit, which would put us another 1% on top of, so it's almost 6% almost. Run a quick ad break. GJ is looking nice. Last couple of moments before I'll end up closing off the stream. I think we're near enough there. It doesn't look like that we're getting any further questions coming in. So I will happily say have a good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you all tomorrow for the next one. If you have any questions, do message us in the Discord again, discord.gg/perfectentry. If you want to follow us, and if you would like access to all of our custom indicators, please feel free to check out the store. Again, you'll find that in our Discord in the #store. I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe. 200 people, 7 likes. I'm sure we can do better. If we can get to 25 likes, that would be great. And I will see you all tomorrow. If anyone needs anything to watch, then there will be other videos of mine that are available. Feel free to sit and enjoy them. Thank you very much, and I will see you all tomorrow.